My name is Paulie Keta. I'm the Product Development Director at Sigma Nest, and today I have a few thoughts to share about designing user-centric UI UX for manufacturing software. So a few key principles that guide our team in designing user-centric UI and UX for manufacturing software. It really consists of three main points: comprehensive functionality, workflow efficiency, and flexibility, as well as a third point for open architecture and having a strong API. Users' comprehensiveness is a paramount point to equip users with diverse tools that are necessary for their work. CAD/CAM programming software should reflect the dynamic nature and variety that is inherent in a successful business environment. Users need to fabricate a broad spectrum of components utilizing diverse materials with a pressing need for speed. From simple tasks to complex challenges, they really test the limits of the shop, its machines, and the software tools must cater to all. Essentially, the system needs to accommodate diverse workflows, offering flexibility of choice to reach the same destination. Just as one might choose alternative routes in a car to bypass heavy traffic, circumvent road closures, or incorporate a brief stop for coffee, user-friendly software offers multiple avenues to achieve the same result. This flexibility minimizes unnecessary steps and also fosters user creativity, allowing them to apply their skills when programming complex part features or nesting parts in a material for easier offloading. Finally, while the baseline user experience and functions are important, the true testament of exceptional software lies in its capacity for customization and maybe plugins. This personalization empowers the business by enhancing the areas where the tool adds the most value. When building these systems, it's important to have an open architecture coupled with a robust suite of APIs to allow users or a consulting team to build on an already solid foundation, further boosting the potential for business growth and innovation. When an initial idea or feature suggestion is proposed, our first step is to gather context about the request to change our product. It's a pain point or an opportunity that drives these improvements. It's important that the designers validate the request while filtering out situations where a user might not be aware of existing functionality or there's a completely different issue. After some research is done into existing related requests in our backlog system and the area the suggestion is based in, as with any piece of software, it is easier to make changes in more recently developed areas compared to low-level or very old sections of our code base. When the idea is greenlit for development by the product owner, we initiate discussions on the specifications or share a UI mockup with key stakeholders, such as the operations team or the technical leads at our global offices. This feedback helps refine the idea, a process that we repeat until the backlog is prepared for a developer's assignment and eventually added into the development sprint. Once the developer completes their task by meeting the predefined acceptance criteria in that backlog item, another team member conducts a walk-in, which is a demonstration of the feature coupled with exploratory testing and pertinent questioning to discern the feature's capabilities and limitations. This rigorous process aids in catching minor bugs and refining the feature further. Changes in the code are published as a pull request into our Git repositories. Following this, an array of tests and policy checks are automatically executed, and the code is formally reviewed by another developer, typically the team's technical lead. Once the development build is ready, our QA team begins evaluating the feature's stability and tests it against standard workflows and sample files. If it passes these test cases, our technical writer documents the feature, which finalizes it for the release in the next update. After receiving an initial idea or feature suggestion, our first step is to understand the motivation behind the proposed change. Is this to address a problem or enhance an already existing process? Validating these requests allows us to discern situations where a user might be unaware of existing functions or might be grappling with another issue. We then research related requests in our backlog system and investigate them as much as we can about the suggestion's history and its future. We might already have been planning some improvements in that area and have an opportunity to merge multiple requests. We evaluate the risk and time needed to implement, and as with any software, updates or modifications are significantly easier to work in a recently modified area as opposed to a low-level or older section of our code base. Depending on an individual's role within the organization, they may transition between a handful or even dozens of apps throughout their workday. For this reason, we've deliberately designed our applications' user interface to echo the aesthetics and functionality of similar applications, whether it be the mouse controls from their CAD system or the ribbon toolbar from their email client. This approach allows us to lessen the cognitive load on the user as we prioritize the design and implementation of intuitive controls and visually coherent interfaces, rather than emphasizing enigmatic or highly unique UI/UX designs. By embracing this strategy, we are confident that even with the most specialized functions within our products, they'll remain user-friendly and can be expertly navigated by every user. For product managers like myself, hearing and collecting feedback from you, the users, using our products every day to accomplish your business needs is what's going to help us design new features and guide our product roadmap for years to come.